Right, folks, all this scrap wood here, look at it. I'm just going to get straight into it. All this scrap wood here, piling up, all little bits of offcuts. And it's driving me mad looking at it. So I'm going to make something. I need something. I need to sit down out here. As you know, I've got arthritis and I need a sit down every now and again. So I just need a little shop stool or something like that. So I'm going to use some of them scraps. And I'm just going to show you. It's open to interpretation. This stands 2 foot high by round about 9 inches by 9 inches deep and 9 inches wide, something like that. I will put a cut list down in the description, so just take it nice and easy here. Ongdui mitre thing there, it's absolutely out of this world, super accurate. I prefer this one. The other one I was using on the last video, I'm sending that back because there was a problem with it. But I had the Ongdui one, I've had it for a while. If you can afford one, get one, they're brilliant. So I'm just ripping some of this bits of wood down I had that was lay on the side there. These are for the legs. Now, because of the size of wood that I've got, I've had to make them to a specific size, which is quite narrow. I wanted them to be sort of 4 centimetre, about 2 inches by about 2 inches, or whatever that is in centimetres, I don't know, but they end up round about the legs about 3 centimetre by 3 centimetre. You can see there, they're quite skinny, them legs, but it works out well in the end. You know what Shelley said? She says, will he take your weight if you sit on him? How bad's that? Put in the comments how bad that comment is, what she said to me. Luckily, you know, I can take it on the chin, so it's fine. So I'm just marking out here, strike a line across. This is my sort of 2 foot line. Obviously, I put a 3 centimetre top on it, so it's 2 foot by and a little 3 centimetre top, so you can work that out. So using my little bench hook here, my Japanese saw, just to cut them down. I haven't got my key to the finger eater out today. I just thought it was just a quick scrap project I wanted to show you, so just thought I'd do that. Here he is, looking for the Amazon delivery man or the DHL man or the postman, whichever man it's got a delivery bag, he will have a way, trust me. So getting me pocket holes here. I'm loving doing my pocket holes. Let me know what you think about pocket hole joinery. And please subscribe to my channel. I say that every video, but it does help. The stats, my channel's doing quite well considering. And I'm trying to, you know, not put sort of sponsored ad things on here yet and things like that. So please give us a subscribe, help us grow. It's massively appreciated. I love doing these videos for you, and I know people love watching them. So I've never made a stool before, and that's, you know, never made one. So I'm just going with a flow here. I have watched a few videos of people making them, and I'm just gonna, this is the first time I'm trying them. I'm going in with a longer pocket hole screw here, forget the size of it. And to be honest, I don't even know what size it is because I took them out of the box and put them in that little container, so I don't know what size they are. But I know they're longer than my other pocket holes, and they'll, you know, work for joining these sides and the bottom bits onto the legs. Sorry for coughing, I've got a bit of a frog in my throat. Not literally a frog in my throat, I've just got like a tickle in my throat. I've not got a real frog in my throat, trust me. So just go in. Now these Robertson bits, I just cannot get the hang of them. This is one thing about the pocket holes, I just can't get the hang of. Little right angle drill bit thing there, getting used to that. And then I'm just going to counter sink in here, just pilot hole, counter sink, and screw these. This is going to be the bottom of the stool. And here he is, look at him. He won't jump down there. He's waiting for me to come and pick him up there. Make sure everything's glued as well, just to give this bit of strength. You know, some of the video footage I'm missing out here where I'm sort of putting glue on and stuff like that. I don't want my videos to be too long because I don't want to bore you all. I'd rather just get straight down to the action, give you some feedback on what to do, and then give you the sort of creative spark to go out and do it. But what I will do is I'll put all dimensions down at the bottom. So here I go. I've got some oak plugs here. I know this is pine, but I had some oak plugs. So I just thought I'd put them in. I don't know if it's the right thing to do. I don't know if it, you know, they might shrink, that might shrink, they might pop out. I don't know. But I've glued them in, and it just gives it a little bit of a contrast at the end. Now, like anything, I'm trying to make the world's best work stool here, which, yeah, I know, work stool. But I need a new flush cut trim saw as well. They're all getting a bit past it now, them, so I'll have to get another one. Now, here's where Shelley comes out to me and goes, you don't see it here. Oh, that'd be nice for this and that'd be nice for that. So she's claimed it. Now I haven't got a shop stool. Now it's going to be a plant stand or something like that in the house. But looking at it, when I'm routing it over here and then I sand it, it actually looks really nice, and I can get what she's saying. So, yeah, this could be a load of things, really. You know, these at the side of a bed, either side of a bed, a single bed, double bed, king-size bed, little pot stands, plant stands. There's loads of uses around the all, you know, in the house, in an hallway at the top of the stairs with a nice statue on it, something like that. And now she's pondering, she was going to use this stain here, but because this is for the house now, it's not my stool. Forget that I've got arthritis. This is for Shelley now. She's claimed it. So anyway, the hard wax oil, she's put on it a clear hard wax oil by Olin Natura. It's a really good product. It really, really is. It's sort of like, doesn't darken the wood too much, and it gives it that Scandi sort of vibe. Although it's a German product, it gives it a real nice Scandi vibe to it. Scandinavian, that is. So she'll just go over that. She'll give it a good coat, and then you just give it a wipe back, get the excess off. And there's it's finished with a plant pot with a plant on the top, as you can see, just to show you what it looks like. It's a lovely, lovely looking thing, actually. And that was just that scrap wood. That was just that scrap wood that I'd have chopped up for kindling or something like that. Let me know in the comments what you think. And on to the next project. So, yeah, looking at it, it's a stand in it. She's right. She has claimed it. It's now hers. So just keep watching, because I'm going to lump on the next project onto the end of this video. So here we go. I've got some more of that scrap wood that was lying on that wall. As you can see, there's a whole raft of it there, what I've sort of picked out from it, what I can use. So I haven't got the miter saw out again for this one. I just thought I'd brush up on me sort of cutting skills, learn a bit more about cutting, that kind of stuff. So I'm just using the bench hook. Just practice. I'm just using, basically, hopefully making a nice thing, using the scrap wood, and it's given me time just to practice. So with all your scrap pieces of wood, just practice. There's no time restrictions. There's no time. You can just take your time, nice and easy, at your own leisurely pace, and you're just learning all the time. So just keep at it. One thing I have learned about sawing is body position and how that can affect your cuts. So I'm just marking out here. All these bits of strips of wood are little offcuts. They're all different sort of thicknesses. And I'm not going to get a planer out and plane them down and all that. It's just too much messing about for what it is. So I'm just going to glue them to this sort of backboard, which is going to sort of act as a spine for it, and just see if the whole thing works. It's just an off the cuff project again. So I'm just going in with some brad nails, bit of glue, gluing it, brad nailing it. And don't forget, if you're into your beginner woodworking, let me know what you want me to do. And if there's any tips and comments that you want me to pass on, please feel free. Just make sure you glue all surfaces here. it's sort of crucial to this, even though I'm doing a bit of brad nailing as well, and it's a light project and it's not going to have an heavy stuff on it. I'm just using my finger here. There's something oddly satisfying about getting your fingers in a pot of glue. It's just sort of, amazing. I put it like eating chocolate round about that. Well, maybe not eating chocolate, but you know what I mean. So just line everything up as best you can. You don't have to be perfect here. It's not about perfection. I just don't pressing on too hard with me brad nails as well, like with this, and I can leave the heads proud on it, so I could just tap them in so I'm not making any marks with the brad nailer, which sometimes you can do. And it just gets rid of some of that waste, rather than cutting it up for kindling for the winter. I'm going to make something nice with it. And I'll probably end up giving this project away to my sister-in-law or one of my kids or something like that. I'm just giving everything a light sand over, just getting all the sharp edges down, getting all the burrs off, like the splinters, all that kind of stuff. Burrs, where did that come from? I haven't got a clue. It's getting late here, and at the last minute I decided to lump this project onto the last project. So let me know in the comments what you think of both projects. But as you can see there, I've just glued and pinned it all together. And I'm just going over it with sander. And here's now where I've just realised I've made a massive mistake. I put the French cleat thing on the back the wrong way round, and I can't get it back off without totally dismantling it, because I've glued it, pinned it. It's really thin wood. I've glued everything on. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to add some more strips to it and make it more let's put a twist on it, a bit of a 3D project now. Now I made my mistake, so if you get a mistake, look at the positives, and I think in the end it actually turns out quite well. So I'm just going into it here, fuming with myself. Bit more glue, and this time I'll put it on the right way round. Give them fingers a wipe. Just pin it, and this will make it just stand off the wall. That'll be the bottom bit there, which will keep it nice and level, and it'll stand off the wall now. So it would have done anyway, but it'll just give it that more of a 3D effect, so I can put like a light behind it or something like that if I want to do so in the future, or whoever I give it to, if I give it to someone. So I'm just going to glue it, I'm going to brad nail it, and I'm going to screw this bit on. Every time I make projects, like somebody claims them. I don't know about you, they just get claimed, and it's always women that claim them. Stay away from the knots as much as you can. And I'm just going over that with a sand over. I'm a bit meticulous with my sanding. Everything's got to be sanded and more sanded. And I think it just puts a really nice finish on things. And I'm just going over them nail heads now. Just countersinking a couple of screws into there. It's surprising what you can do with bits of scrap wood. It really, really is. And I've not used my miter saw on this project. It's nice just to practice skills that you've not done before, and really you can see the difference in how you're doing things week on, week in. And here's my daughter here with Stanley. She's coming out because she's seen what it is, and no doubt she'll claim this project for her bedroom, or for when she goes back to uni, she'll probably take it with her. But what I will do is I will make this, picture it up, and I'll put it on the website. So I'll make these to order. I will sell them on Etsy all the usual sort of selling sites. Shelley's going over it here now with a spirit-based stain, and I'm just marking out the wall here with a spirit level. You can use a laser level if you've got a laser level. I've just been sort of gifted a laser level off a company. I don't know what the name of the company, but I'll do a video on it in one of the projects. I'll let you know how it is. So just excuse the mess in that hallway, by the way, and I do apologise for the lighting. I've got to sort my lighting out. We're renovating the house, and the hallway is one of the jobs that need doing, and it's going to be done last because everybody's in and out all the time. So the screw hole on the left there was from an existing hole what I've utilised. So although I struck my line, I re-struck it again off camera because I just wanted to use that hole up rather than drilling holes everywhere. But it wouldn't have mattered anyway because I would have been, going over this wall. So just getting that in there. Lucky I had the light on that thing. It's really dark in this hallway. There's no sort of natural light comes in this part of the house. And it just pops on there, on the French cleats, when I can get it on. There you go. Let me know what you think. And that's it. Shelley's just put some succulent plants on it, but you could put whatever you want on it, keys. And there's the gap at the back. So imagine that with a nice sort of light shining from behind it. It'd look really smart. Let me know in the comments what you think. And the next project will be on Sunday. So I will see you then.